What it do, what it do, what it do. Happy Tuesday and good day to you. Wherever it is find you at on this day. You hear me? Grateful for it. Grateful for it. You hear me? Hope everybody feeling good, vibrating, emanating, radiating, and resonating at the purest, at the most purest and highest version of your current self. You hear me? No matter where I find you at, I'm radiating, operating, vibrating, emanating, resonating, and exuding the highest frequency of my current self in this moment. You hear me? Feeling good for no reason at all. You hear me? Man, any of y'all feel that earthquake today? We had an earthquake today. And this is crazy because we just been through a lunar eclipse. Now we're coming up into a solar eclipse. And then for whatever reason, we had an earthquake today here on the East Coast. I don't know where y'all at, but we had an earthquake where I'm at and surrounding areas. So that let me know a lot of things shifting. You know, we got to pay attention to the synchronicities. A lot of things shifting. And I said that to say, I hope we are too. You hear me? And if you are, then you ain't got nothing to worry about. You heard? But the few of us who know, we know. And it might only be just a few of us. You hear me? But we've been to many places. We've been through many spaces. We've been into cracks and crevices to collect ourselves from anywhere we may have left ourselves behind through a lot of the dialogues that we have had in this space that I come through and share in. You know, I say that because you gotta have something to offer, to have something to give. You know, that's for those of us who do what we do, and all that we do, and what we do, and nobody understand it. Even if you didn't understand it, maybe this will help you. You gotta have something to offer, to have something to give. And in a lot of areas, that's gonna be good, that's gonna be bad, and that's gonna be indifferent to some. Because we all play a role, you hear me? And the beauty about that is, and no matter who play a role with us, we get to decide how we gonna play our role, you hear me? Nobody can do that for us. I shared that to ask this: what would you feel like without influence? If you can be present without having to have any attachments to influence you being present, what would that feel like? It's deep. What would you sound like without influence? If you had the ability to hear yourself and everywhere you place yourself, what would that sound like? What would you look like without influence? If you design yourself, if you design yourself to birth yourself, to come here and have an experience for yourself, what would that look like? See, I go deep. That's why it's only gonna be a few of us, you hear me? That may be a lot of us, and it will be a lot of us, but it's only gonna be a few of us because the places that I go, you hear me? I journey into the land that most man won't go to, You hear me? And then have the ability to come back up with some solutions. This how we get them. It takes transparency to recognize transparency. And the more you get clear, all this stuff see-through. You hear me? So it's always an honor for me to come through and provoke us to think outside the boxes that we have grew comfortable in. You hear me? And it take that, even for me. And now I'm in a place where I'm comfortable being comfortable with uncomfortability and embracing, you know, every opportunity, embracing every moment, embracing every shift and every change, because things are always changing. You hear me? By the information, by the transcriptions, by the insights that was left behind for us to come into contact with, come into contact with, we know every day life was lived spiritually by most of those that came before us, by most of those that preceded us. I can't say that I can't say that for everybody, but for most of those that preceded us, or came before us, or appeared before us, and gave us opportunity to now be visited this plane called Earth. You hear me? So we can have our chance at it. It was evident that they live every day spiritually. I say that because we've been doing a lot of healing. For those that been doing the healing, we've been doing a lot of reflecting. For those of us who've been doing the reflecting internally, you hear me? We've been doing a lot of analyzing, self-analyzing, one another analyzing, you hear me? Community analyzing, and world analyzing, because it's a projection. I just keep it simple as that. But not only analyzing this projection of the world that we living in, but how we co-create with it. You hear me? In short, we've been doing a lot of shifting. You know, we've been doing a lot of sifting. Shifting and sifting, you know, to raise up and uplift our inner being, or our higher self, to its higher self, and allowing that to be center stage of this thing that we call our life. You hear me? And truth be told, truth be told, and for those who doing the work, you'll resonate with, and why I say when truth be told, ain't too many people attempting to change. Ain't too many people trying to change. It may look like that, but ain't too many people trying to change. You hear me? It take too much work. It take too much effort. It take too much time. Why it take too much? I don't know. Because anytime you take time to put time into yourself, it ain't never doing too much. You hear me? But it take a lot of work. And for those who ain't doing the work, for them, it's easy to stay the same. You know? So we always got reminders. We're gonna always have reminders as examples of where we used to be. Now, I ain't saying that for us to look down on them, but when you run across them, have compassion for them. You hear me? Or just keep passing on. You heard? You don't listen, you're gonna miss it. But for those of us who embrace the journey of our paths, because we all come into this space from different paths, you know, different schools of thoughts, so forth and so on, you know. we know that it's through consistency. Whether we do it collectively or whether we do it individually, it's through consistency and it's through self-brutal honesty that we elevate and have elevated the nature of our inner self, you know. And for those who have, I know your life feel a lot easier. I ain't say your life look a lot easier. I know your life feel a lot easier. You see, cause it's about the feeling. And all we experience, it's about the feeling. It's about the feeling. You can feel your way there, or you can feel your way there. You hear me? Whichever way you want to go, it's about the feeling. You hear me? Yeah, we have covered so many things, so many topics, so many discussions, questions, readings, you know, quotables. No, I like how I ain't dropped some quotables, you hear me? Yeah, we don't cover a lot of spaces, man. You know, it's a beautiful journey. This just the end of the week charge. It's a beautiful journey, you know, just to keep me being put in retweet, you know, rotation. In other words, it's just to keep us in rotation, you know. I was being retweeted for they thought about tweet, you hear me? But yeah, just keep us sharp on our toes, you know, with a little wit. But my point is, in all that I have shared, and all that we have discussed, and all that we have covered, I ain't never pointed us outside ourselves. I ain't never took us outside ourselves. You hear me? So that's an honor. You know, it ain't all been pleasant, but it's been all for the good. You hear me? And I ain't got to tell y'all who know, cause you know. You hear me? And to those of you who do know, to those of you who do hear it, to those of you who do see it, and to those of you who do feel it, I said all that to say, I feel you too. You hear me? Give yourself a round of applause. Give thanks to yourself for being yourself. You hear me? Because we the proof that nothing stays the same. We are the proof that change and transformation go hand in hand. You hear me? So salute to us. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. Stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. I want to leave us with this reflection. How can you have spirituality without everyday life and the experiences we have living when it's all included? Because the ancestors live everyday life spiritually. You hear me? And unless you something else, then that's something to think about. Tonight's emoji, my shirt says, ain't no peace in separation. So tonight's emoji, we're going to throw it up. You hear me? We're going to throw it up. All is one. You hear me? Namaste, peace, hotel, shalom, salam alaikum, ciao, and all that other good stuff. You hear me? Feel good for no reason at all. To the new subscribers, watch the video. Put your all-in-one sign up. You hear me? The real peace sign, because there ain't no peace in separation. And that's gonna be the submission for the raffle. Honor to the ancestors, honor to the elders, honor to the descendants. You hear me? So forth and so on. And honor to us till we do it again. My name is Sawu. Love, family. Thank y'all for like, share, subscribe, donations, love offerings, purchases, so forth and so on. Peace.